to put in your comments into the chat box and tell us where you're joining us from. And if you have any questions during the session, then please put them in the Q&A box. We are delighted to welcome Rajneesh Malhotra, Director of Global Coaching at S&P Global, to today's session. Rajneesh is a seasoned people and talent development leader with over 20 years of experience across HR domains, from performance management and business partnering to learning and development. His coaching journey began 5 years ago, and a defining early experience was partnering with the government of New Delhi to coach their dynamic interns, a meaningful entry into career coaching. Today, he leads one of the most inclusive and enterprise-wide coaching initiatives at S&P Global, where coaching is available to employees across levels, functions, and geographies. His work is driven by a deep commitment to helping people navigate crucial career decisions and seeing the real-life impact of those choices. Outside of work, Rajneesh is a dedicated reader with a love for philosophy, finance, and autobiographies. His favorite author is Haruki Murakami. He's also a running enthusiast and an advocate for veterans' families. Please join me in welcoming Rajneesh Malhotra. Rajneesh, over to you.
Sunanda, thank you so much for the lovely introduction. Thank you. And yes, Murakami is my favorite. Jeff, I could see you nodding, but I think he's just brilliant. All right, so let me share my screen here to get things started. Can everyone see my screen? Jeff, if you could give me a thumbs up. Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much. So like Sunanda mentioned, my name is Rajneesh Malhotra. I am Director Career Coaching for APAC and India region for an organization called S&P Global. It's a large organization headquartered in New York, America. And the agenda for today is to start with, I want to tell you a little bit about what S&P Global is. What do they do? Their brief history. And then I will show you a video of coaching in action. That video is a representation of how we like to do coaching at S&P Global. Then I will tell you about our coaching philosophy. What are the numbers saying? This is where I will share some data with you. How have people responded to the career coaching offering at S&P Global? Then we will talk about a hot topic, which is on everyone's mind, artificial intelligence in coaching. What does the external world look like? What are we doing with AI at S&P Global? Then in the end, I will tell you about themes and testimonials, which basically it's largely about what are the prominent themes in our career coaching conversations and what are our people saying in terms of how have they benefited from coaching as a service. Okay. All right. So moving on about S&P Global. S&P Global is, like I mentioned, it's a large global enterprise based out of New York, America. Its stock logo on Dow Jones Indices is SPGI, in case any one of you is interested. It was founded in 1860 as Standard Statistics Bureau and became S&P Global in 2016. Throughout its 100+ years of journey, it has taken the route of mergers and acquisition to grow over a significant period of time. I myself was part of an organization called IHS Markit. I joined in 2019, and then IHS Markit was acquired by S&P Global in 2021. And in 2022, when the merger closed, I joined S&P Global as a global career coach for India and APAC region. S&P Global is leader in financial information, credit ratings, benchmarks, and indices. When it comes to indices, one of the most famous indices that we have is called the Dow Jones Indices, which is part of the American stock market. What kind of industries or markets do we serve? It's primarily the capital, commodity, and corporate markets with data-driven insights. For the last 10 years or so, a lot of thought leaders have been saying that data is the new oil. We fully endorse that view, and we are in fact a living example of how we have utilized data to provide data intelligence and some very useful insights to our customers. We are 35,000 plus employees across 35 plus countries. We're spread across 3 regions, which is APAC, India is one region, then EMEA, and then Americas. Now, in terms of talking about the India offices, we've been participating in the Great Place to Work survey in India for last 3 to 4 years. This survey is all about ranking organizations based on the feedback, based on their practices, policies, and the feedback that is given by the employees. It's quite reputable. It has a lot of respect within the industry. And we've been doing consistently well for last 3-4 years. But this year, we sort of created a record. We jumped 16 places from last year. Last year, we were at 48, but this year we are at 32, which is a very clear indication of how we've been performing and what do people think about us as an organization. We are home to some big iconic brands, S&P Global Ratings. So credit ratings is one of our top businesses in terms of the revenue that it generates. And we rate financial products, which includes fixed income, equity-related assets. We rate economies. We rate nations as well based on their financial stability. If any one of you is fond of reading financial newspapers, you would sometimes see this news about S&P either downgrading a nation's rating or upgrading that rating as well. So it's largely based on financial stability. It's a very niche business and one of our top performers in terms of revenue. I've already spoken about the S&P Dow Jones indices, and one of the most famous index funds is called S&P 500, which has been in existence for a very, very long time. All the financial pundits, whenever they want to recommend a safe way to invest the money, they always recommend S&P 500 index fund. Then we have Global Market Intelligence division. In terms of the headcount, this division has the maximum headcount, and this is where we do most of our research and create data insights for our customers. Very in-depth data insights. And we also use a lot of technology. From the looks of it, it would appear that we are largely financial services organization, but I have absolutely no hesitation in saying that we are actually a financial technology kind of an organization. We extensively use technology, including artificial intelligence, in creating our products and services. Then another iconic brand is really S&P Global Commodity Insights. We are one of the market leaders when it comes to providing commodity-related insights to our customers in the field of energy, metals, shipping, and so on. I think our products include providing consultancy service in this particular field. It also includes providing data. It also includes providing research articles and stuff like that. But it is one of the most popular services that we have across the globe. We also recognize as one of the world's most ethical companies. And really, ethics is very much a part of our culture. It's seeped into our organization and the way we work, including coaching. We take ethics very, very seriously and maintain the highest level of data privacy when it comes to people-related information. So this is about S&P Global. Coaching in action. Now, before I play this video, I just want to share with you that this video is a representation of how we like to do coaching at S&P Global. Although I must say that we are not even close to how lovely and endearing the characters are in this video. But the role play that they would do will very clearly show how we prefer to do coaching at S&P Global. So it will share our process and our style of doing coaching at S&P Global. So I'm going to play this video. I'm going to stop sharing very quickly so that I can activate sound for everyone. Give me 1 second here. Sunanda, can you confirm if everyone can hear the sound?
Yes, we can hear it. Can you just increase the screen size?
Yeah.
Hey, can you help me? Hey, how can I help you? I need to cross over. You want to cross over the stream? What have you tried so far? I tried to swim. I saw a fish doing that once. You tried being a fish? What else? I tried to jump high. I saw a bird flying over the stream. You tried being a bird? What else? I saw a beaver once building a dike and thought that might work. You tried being a beaver? Would you mind getting into the stream? What can you see? I don't know. Water? And my reflection. Excellent. And what do you see in that reflection? Is that a fish? No, it isn't. Is it a bird? No. Is it a beaver? It's not a beaver. So what is it? It's a fox. So you are a fox trying to act like others. The others do easily what I want to do. So a fox can't do it. No, there must be a way. Can you see a solution here? Indeed I can. Then tell me. Be a fox, my friend. I am a fox. Then act like one. What would a fox do? I don't know. Foxes don't have a skill for crossing over streams. And what are your skills? Foxes are smart, observe and adapt. Ha! Great. So, now, show me how you apply them. Wait, look! The stream is decreasing! So what? If I wait 2 hours... I made it! Oh, thank you! You are a fox. Well done, my friend.
Be a fox, my friend. Thank you. Thank you so much for the emojis. Like I mentioned earlier, this video represents how we like to do coaching at S&P Global. If you watched the video carefully, you would have noticed that the fox was desperate to get some answers. But this is where we very clearly explain the distinction between coaching and mentoring at S&P Global. And we call this out up front. We tell our coachees that we understand that the normal perception about coaching is that the coach will give advice and guidance and wisdom. The reality is that the coach does nothing of that sort. The basic assumption in coaching is that the coachee is the best source of all answers and solutions. So my role as a coach is not to give any answers, but ask the right questions. The kind of questions that will help the coachee to find the answers on their own. And this is exactly what the coach did in this particular video. There would have been a lot of temptation to give some answers, but you would have noticed that the coach resisted that temptation and asked some really powerful questions that led to a personal discovery for the fox. And that discovery was that I can jump through the stream. Other thing that we clarify right up front is that coaching is not a prescriptive space. So we will not tell you what you should or should not do. It is more of a generative space where you will tell us what do you want to do, and we will then become your thinking partner in this journey. We will customize our coaching approach in such a manner that we are totally focused on your agenda. And I spoke about personal discovery. We at S&P Global enable that personal discovery by creating a safe space for our coaches. A space where they feel comfortable in sharing their innermost concerns and feelings. They feel safe to think and reflect. We also tell them very clearly that this is a non-judgmental space for them, so they need not worry about someone judging them and things like that. Also, as far as our coaching approach is concerned, we at S&P Global like to focus on the person and not so much on the situation that they bring along with them. In our experience, when we are focused on the person, the situation gets addressed as well. Okay, so this is coaching in action. This video represented how we like to do coaching at S&P Global. This is our coaching philosophy. Now I want to give you some context here. It was in 2019, our HR leadership was analyzing the data from the employee satisfaction survey, which we call as VIBE. And they were also visiting offices to get some real-time feedback from our people. And there were two themes that very clearly emerged for the HR leadership. The first theme was more around how can we create a safe space for our people to have meaningful career conversations. Now, typically, it is expected that people should have those conversations with their managers. Fair point. But sometimes the relationship with the manager is not that great. Also, even when it is great, at times you want to have a conversation that is very personal and purposeful in nature. And your manager may not be the best person to have that conversation. So these questions were coming up like, how can we have more meaningful conversations on career? The second theme was more around people inquiring about our philosophy on coaching. Like, what do we think about coaching? What's our view on it? So when both these themes were identified and analyzed further, our chief people officer at that time, Dimitra Manis, took the decision to create a career coaching team whose only job will be to have career coaching related conversations with our people. There were 4 internal career coaches who were hired. All of us were credentialed at that time. And it's been 5 years since then. And people at S&P Global have accepted and embraced career coaching and given us great feedback as well. So as far as our philosophy is concerned, we are one of those very, very unique organizations where coaching is available to all. So you could be a very junior level employee, or you could be part of senior leadership, you will have same access to coaching. Also, it's agnostic of any tenure. So you could have joined our organization today. You can reach out to a career coach, or you could have spent 25 years in the organization. You're about to retire. You can also reach out to a career coach. Obviously, the agendas are different. What makes our offering even more unique is the fact that we have this dedicated team of career coaches whose only job is to have those coaching conversations. Typically, in other organizations across industries, you would have people in the learning and development team doing some coaching by the side, or other functions, other HR functions doing some coaching for like 2-3 hours a week. What differentiates us from the rest is the fact that we are totally dedicated towards providing career coaching to our people, and agnostic of any level or tenure, like I mentioned. The second point is that it is customized for people. Now, what does that mean? It basically means that as coaches, we do not go to these conversations with any specified agenda. We very clearly mentioned that coaching is a coach's medium. They are in the driver's seat. They are the ones who will decide what do they want to achieve from the coaching session. And then we will customize our coaching approach to completely focus on their agenda. So it's about partnership, but we do not come with any specific agenda of our own. It totally depends on what the coachee wants to achieve. Now, confidentiality and data privacy is a big factor. There are a lot of people who are not comfortable in sharing their concerns, fears, and feelings with an individual. But what we've done in the last 5 years or so is that through some very strong and intentional campaigning and promotions, we have absolutely ensured that we pass on the message to our people that we as coaches maintain total confidentiality when it comes to these conversations. We are very clear that we abide with this code of conduct of confidentiality. We are very high on ethics, as I mentioned earlier, so we take it very seriously as a team. Plus, the other factor is that all four of the coaches, are certified by International Coaching Federation. So we are, as it is, bound by an ethical code of conduct, and therefore we take this very, very seriously. And also, we also tell them this fact that, listen, we are neutral in this conversation. We are not your customers. We are not your manager. We are not your peer in a specific office location. We are totally neutral. And therefore, when we show up in these coaching conversations, we are completely free from any judgment and perception. And this is what gets us the maximum points. We get a lot of feedback on this specific aspect of our coaching where people say that, we get this sense of psychological safety when we speak to our career coaching team, because we know that they are non-judgmental and they're keeping this conversation totally confidential. In fact, sometimes when managers become sponsors and recommend some of their team members for career coaching, we very clearly tell them that the coaching relationship is between the coach and the coachee, and we will not be sharing any details of the coaching conversation with the managers. So there is a very clear understanding. We've taken a lot of time because we wanted to ensure that we just completely clarify this to everyone within the organization, how seriously we take confidentiality and data privacy. So this is very serious for us. The recent introduction to our philosophy is artificial intelligence, and I'll tell you more about it in the coming slide. But I can safely tell you that artificial intelligence has changed the game for us. It has created a significant pool of new coachees for us. And we are now able to reach to those regions and locations that we could not do earlier because of language complications. But I'll tell you more in the coming slides. So this is really our philosophy. It is for everyone, customized for our people. They are in the driver's seat. We are just navigators. Completely confidential. We take it very seriously. And then scalability and accessibility, I would say, with artificial intelligence. Okay. I can see that some people have raised their hand, and there are some comments in the chat as well. I'll happily take all those questions and comments after the presentation is over. But keep them coming. I really like that. Thank you so much. But keep them coming. Now, this is about some numbers. People embraced career coaching. Since the launch, we have had career coaching conversations with more than 4,000 plus colleagues. These 4,000 plus colleagues are those unique individuals with who we have had these coaching conversations. These colleagues have come from at least 30 plus countries. We are present in 35 plus countries, nearly 40, I believe. So we have already covered 30 plus countries as far as our reach is concerned for career coaching. We have done more than 10,000 plus coaching sessions. In fact, we are reaching 10,500 coaching sessions. And these coaching sessions were delivered by the 4 coaches within the career coaching team. A bit about those 4 coaches. 2 of them are based out of Americas, with Brett Badders being the head of career coaching based out of New York. And the other 2 are based out of India. One is me. I'm based out of Noida and Gurugram. And then I have another colleague who's based out of Hyderabad. We have a 57% follow-up. Now, what does that mean? This basically means that when a coachee would have more than one coaching conversation with us. Now, typically when someone reaches out to us and their situation is more to do with performance or development, it typically takes more than one coaching conversation to complete that agenda. But sometimes we have also noticed that one conversation is also good enough. Like sometimes, our people will reach out to us to say that, I have this internal interview scheduled for day after tomorrow. Can you help me with that a little bit? So sometimes we help them with, doing role plays and things like that. On some other occasions, they come with a very specific agenda, and that agenda gets addressed just within one coaching conversation. In fact, very recently, I completed a coaching conversation in just 12 minutes, which is sort of a record. I had no intentions to complete it in 12 minutes. I was just warming up, doing my contracting and so on. But maybe because of the kind of questions I asked that coachee, he mentioned that, I've got what I needed. And I kept asking him, we still have 30 minutes or more. How would you like to spend that time? He was like, no, I got what I wanted. So sometimes you don't know. It could get resolved in just one conversation, but majority of the times we do more than one because it takes that much time. One other stat that I can share with you is that sometimes, specifically in internal career coaching, when you're coaching for large organizations, you would notice that your coachees would seek out your coaching for a specific goal. And once that goal is achieved, then they will move on to the next one and then the next one. That way, all 4 of us have certain coaches who we have been coaching for last 2 years plus consistently, like twice every month. So that happens as well. Imagine if someone was doing that externally, the kind of billing you will make. Awesome. I mentioned that it is agnostic of any grade or tenure. The junior most grade at S&P Global is level 6, and the senior most is 16. Anyone can reach out to us. Same with tenure. Someone could join us today or could have spent 25 years. Everyone has same access to coaching. And this is what makes us so unique. Typically, when it comes to grades, you would notice organizations having coaching teams for senior leadership. But here it is truly democratized and available for all. The one data point that makes us extremely proud is this Net Promoter Score. And I'm happy to share that consistently for last 5 years, our Net Promoter Score is in excess of 90%. And the question that gets us this Net Promoter Score is, would you recommend coaching to your peer or to your friend? So that warms our heart, that makes us feel really good that people are benefiting so much from coaching that they're very open to endorse us to their peers and to their friends. So this is some data that I wanted to share with you. This reflects the way our people at S&P Global have embraced and accepted career coaching. All right, AI in coaching. This is the hot topic. Everyone is talking about AI. AI is the buzzword. And when it comes to AI in coaching, then it is safe to say that the era of hybrid intelligence has begun. And the narrative is slowly and gradually shifting from AI versus humans to AI plus human coaching. There are a lot of external AI-based coaching platforms who are doing some great work in this field. They are intentionally and purposefully integrating coaching and human development-based framework into their AI systems, which includes coaching competencies and other coaching frameworks. When it comes to human development, it includes frameworks like mental models, adult learning theory, emotional intelligence, and so on. And AI is basically contributing in two ways. One is that they are augmenting the human coaching experience by providing cutting-edge data analysis, pattern recognition, creating space for reflection, and so on, like many more. They're also providing with some very impressive data analysis, by the way, in terms of the kind of dashboards that can be created from it. And the second way AI is contributing is by creating AI-enabled chatbots. And those chatbots are independent of any human coaching. So users can have a direct coaching experience with these chatbots. Recently, I evaluated some of the top AI-based chatbots available in the market. All of them are very impressive. All of them are full of features and bells and whistles. But each of them have their own unique takeaway on what kind of framework they want to integrate. For example, there is this platform called Coach Vici. This platform is the brainchild of Dr. Nikita Blanche, who is the pioneer of AI-based coaching chatbots. He started creating them in 2019 and so on. Their model is largely based on goal attainment, and they have integrated the GROW model of coaching in their AI system. Then there is this another model called Sherlock.ai. One feature that I was very impressed about is the seamless movement from coaching to mentoring, right? So it gives you an option. Sometimes it does happen with clients that they are in the coaching mode, but they also reach a stage where they need some advice. They need some assistance, some guidance, some wisdom. So these platforms gives that flexibility to the users to shift from the coaching mode to the advice mode, mentoring mode, or from mentoring to coaching. So these platforms are enhancing the coaching experience for the users in a very big way. We at S&P Global believe big time in the power of generative AI in creating compelling products and services for our customers. And all of us in the career coaching team are full with FOMO, that fear of missing out. So we wanted to jump onto the AI bandwagon, and we got empowered and enabled by our organization when they created an internal large language model called Spark. Now, Spark is basically a platform where teams and businesses can create their own chatbots. So we decided to jump onto that opportunity, and we collaborated with the technology team to create a coaching chatbot. So we created the instructions or the algorithm for that chatbot in collaboration with the technology team. And what it has done basically is that it has created greater access for our people, because sometimes you need a coach in a pocket kind of an experience. You are in a meeting and it was a bad meeting for you. It was tough for you to manage a stakeholder, and you would want to speak to a coach, but then you will have to go through the whole process of setting up time with the coach and things like that. With this chatbot, people can access the chatbot 24/7 and can basically have that conversation with the chatbot and create some strategies and solutions around their requirement. So this was our idea, the way we started to think about it, like what we would want the chatbot to do and stuff like that. So it's available anytime, 24/7, 365, and then things like that. What it also does is that it enables our people at S&P Global to take personalized takeaways at any point in time. It's a conversation between them and the chatbot in a very safe, secured, and a confidential environment. So they don't have to talk to an individual. And there are a lot of people who are not up to talking to an individual. So interacting with the chatbot also gives them that sense of psychological safety. So it gives them a personalized takeaway in the sense that if they want to understand what skills do they need to develop to get better at stakeholder management in the next 6 months, the bot will give them some very specific personalized takeaways that they could reflect on and then work towards it. Another thing that we have done, and which is very unique, is the fact that we have integrated our internal SharePoint with this bot. So what it basically does is that if a user enters a prompt in that bot, the response will be sourced from that SharePoint. This, up to a large extent, takes care of those hallucinations that a lot of people face when they are dealing with a large language model like ChatGPT as well. So this is really a big plus. So the information that people are actually receiving is the information that the career coaching team has actually uploaded on that SharePoint. So it is getting sourced from there. Psychological safety I've already spoken about. The biggest game changer for us when it comes to this chatbot is the fact that this chatbot is taking care of a limitation of the career coaching program. And the limitation is that, like we mentioned earlier, that we are present in 30 plus countries. The limitation that we observed is that in certain countries, English is not the first language. Our colleagues do not speak English or understand English that fluently. They prefer to speak in their own language. And we noticed that more in our APAC countries, like Japan, China, Malaysia, and so on. So this bot that we have created can actually receive and respond to queries in multiple languages. In fact, we are in the process of adding some more languages. But Japanese and Mandarin is already there. They can enter a prompt in their own local language, which is Japanese or Mandarin, and the chatbot would send the response in that exact language. What this has done is that it has opened up a new market for us, because these APAC colleagues were earlier not reaching out to us due to this complication with languages. But now they can go to the chatbot at any time, enter their prompts, and receive the response in the language of their choice. So this has become an absolute game changer for us. We are now receiving requests from those locations where people were typically not reaching out to us earlier, but are extremely happy now to engage with us. All the 4 coaches, we only do coaching in English. I sometimes do coaching in Hindi as well, if any of my colleagues in India cannot communicate in English. But otherwise, we do not have coaches who speak languages like French, Japanese, Korean, Mandarin, and so on. So this particular tool has changed the game for us completely, and it has helped us in building visibility in those locations where we were not present earlier. Also, our narrative is very clear when it comes to AI in coaching. It's about integration. It's about augmenting the overall AI coaching experience. We are not suggesting in any way that AI in coaching will replace human coaching, but it will enhance it with precision, scale, and continuity. We are at early stages of this career coaching bot, and in our next stage, we are working towards integrating some coaching and human development frameworks of our own. It will take about 3 to 4 months, but I'm really looking forward to that. Here are some themes and testimonials. These themes will give you an indication of the kind of conversations that we have in an organization. When we are talking to our people who are interested in coaching, we very clearly tell them that anything and everything related to your career is in scope of career coaching. And we pass on the same message to our executives and leaders as well. So some of the prominent themes of our career coaching conversation are obviously related to career. Like career progression is one of the biggest themes. Managing change is another theme that has come up really strongly in the last couple of years, purely because as an organization, we've been going through a lot of change. Then skill development is another big one. As an organization, we invest a lot in skill development. And career coaching is very heavily integrated with the career development conversations that businesses and divisions have with their people. Yeah, so skill development, managing change, career progression, building visibility, and so on, and are some of our prominent themes. If I were to break them up further, then it would include themes like these that are mentioned on your screen. People saying, I have skills I'm not using in my current role. These are the skills that I've acquired over a period of time. But my role is such that I don't know how to apply these skills. And I would want to know, where can I apply these skills? Where in the organization can I do that? So this is more towards career progression and internal mobility. Then some people, the second one is the most prominent, I would say, that I've spent 2.5, 3 years in this current role. There are no new challenges, no new learning for me. The job seems to be boring and monotonous. And I want to explore what else might be out there in the organization that I would be good at. So this is where we will have a conversation with them about exploring their potential. Like what could they be good at? And how much do they know about the organization as such? Because sometimes when you're doing the same kind of a role over a period of time, then you become so used to it and you get so engrossed in it that you lose the pulse of what's happening outside that role. So this is one conversation that we very frequently have with our people. Then specifically within India and APAC, another conversation is around global mobility, where people are interested in moving to other locations like Australia, US, and UK. So we do speak to them about that, trying to understand what is their context, what makes it so important for them. We try and understand what's really the matter here, and then we help them with that. Like I mentioned, some have applied for an internal role and they reach out to us. Those are fun conversations, really. And in addition to people reaching out to us directly, through our mailbox. The other way we reach out to people is when we get involved and when we collaborate with leadership development programs. So we become a part of that program, and then on a quarterly basis, we coach about 20 to 25 director and above leaders on their career-related issues, on their leadership-related issues, and so on. So these are the two ways through which people reach out to us. One is directly, and the other one is when we collaborate with the leadership development programs. And we do that very often. And for us as coaches, it makes the things very balanced for us, because sometimes you can get bored of doing the same kind of transactional conversations with people. But by doing executive or leadership coaching, it keeps you interested, it keeps you engaged. It's a new way of coaching. It's a different vibe. So that keeps things very balanced. So yeah, these are some of the prominent themes. And on your right are some testimonials that we have received and we continue to receive from our people. One of the feedbacks that we very constantly receive is that through career coaching, we were able to create a space for our people where they could think differently. Another one is that sometimes people want to talk. They don't want any response. They don't want to be judged. So sometimes as coaches, we also act like a sounding board for them. And I've noticed on several occasions that just by asking simple yet powerful questions, people reach to their goals and solutions on their own without us taking them in that direction. We don't have to do that. So that's another thing that comes up very clearly. I think another one is that when people say that, you were able to create a thought-provoking space for me, I was able to think why this situation matters to me so much. Is that the real issue, or is there something underneath this issue that is more important for me? Thank you for challenging my beliefs and my mental models about a particular thing. And by testing my assumptions, you showed me a new way of looking at my current situation. So this is what we say a lot in our engagement with people, that when it comes to career coaching, the range is very, very big. It is from transactional to transformational. Transactional could be as basic as helping people with their resume, and transformational could be being in a very bad place at work and wanting to work on the mindset. So yeah, this is what we receive. This is what we get extensively from our people. It's been accepted and embraced really well across all functions, across all locations, and we are very proud of that. And we continue to grow. We continue to collaborate more. We continue to receive a lot of requests. Just very recently, we did a coach-a-thon for one of our leading functions, wherein we blocked 2 days only for the people of that specific function, and we did coach-a-thon completely. So this is one thing that gives it gives a sense of accomplishment to me, and I feel very proud of this work that I'm doing, because I can clearly see that people are getting benefited from it. This is it really from me. And yeah, I'm open to some questions and answers.
Okay. That was a very, very interesting session, Rajneesh. And the AI bit is very exciting, although coaches might have something to worry about.
Yeah. No, I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
And as I get more into it, Sunanda, as I read more about it, as I speak to people who have these kind of designs, as I follow some leading thought leaders in this space, what is becoming clear to me is that rather than getting worried about it, I think it is best to jump onto that bandwagon, because it's up to us as coaches in terms of how do we use generative artificial intelligence in coaching. We could use that as to augment what we are doing as human coaches. We could also be involved in doing some extensive research and things like that. So it's a question that we as coaches would need to ask ourselves in terms of what role do we want to play.
Absolutely. And I think the most exciting thing about this is the fact that coaching will become accessible to many and not just
Exactly.
the privileged few.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, we have a couple of questions, Rajneesh.
Mhm.
There's a question from Varda. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Varda's question is, well, first there's a comment. The session is very good. So I wanted to ask if this chatbot is free or paid.
Okay, so if you're talking about external chatbots, then they are paid. And based on my recent interactions, I can tell you that the annual per person license will come in the range of $100 to $150 for some of the top chatbots. And I can tell you those chatbots as well. They are from BetterUp, Coach Vici, AICoach.chat, Valence.ai, and Sherlock.ai. These are some of the leading providers of AI in coaching, and their commercial range between $100 to $150 per person annually. For us, it is free. I mean, the internal tool that we have developed, that's obviously free for our people.
So you are using both then, internal as well as external.
As of right now, Sunanda, we are using internal, but we are in the process of evaluating external coaching platforms as well. It's at a very nascent stage, so I can't say more about that, what will be the use case for it, but we are evaluating some of them.
Then there's another question. It's from Maimon. The question is, who do the coaches report to in the organization structure? And the second part of the question, which you may have already answered partially, is with just 4 coaches, how do you manage to serve such a big organization?
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, so a couple of points. As far as our reporting structure is concerned, we are part of a function called engagement and development. So the career coaching team reports to the head of engagement and development team, which is part of the overall human resources umbrella. So we are part of human resources. If that was your question, we are part of human resources, and we report to the head of engagement and development team. The head of career coaching is Brett Badders, who's based out of New York. Sunanda, what was the second question? I'm sorry.
Is that with such a large organization, how do you manage to cover everybody, right?
Yeah, so it's an uphill task for us, and this is where our coaching bot is helping us out in a very big way. The reason we have only had 4 coaches right from the very beginning is because coaching is something that is not mandatory for people. It is voluntary. It is promoted and supported big time by the leadership. But even then, it is not something that is compulsory for people to do. So based on the requests that we've been receiving, we felt that having 4 coaches full-time is good enough to manage the traffic. On a number of occasions, we've thought of adding someone else, adding another coach, but it didn't happen. But now with AI chatbot coming into the picture, it is helping us in a big way as far as scalability and accessibility is concerned.
We have Dr. Wilson who wants to, yes. Go ahead, Dr. Wilson. We've unmuted you. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, we can.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for giving the opportunity. Thank you, Rajneesh, for presenting, SMP as the case study. I've been involved in the design of such sort of coaching on demand type of structure, and I just have quite a few questions. Some have already been asked. One is that who do you accountable to? Normally we have I was involved in a large multinational where we implemented this system. And the reason why we put into this coaching is to build culture, especially it lends itself for a large organization with 10,000 employees, because it's very difficult to create culture unless you have a platform. So we use coaching as the platform to basically get to all the countries. Now, there are a few tricky things as well. It's like coaching on demand, coaching on tap. My first question is that in your program, is it open to multi-level? So from the executive right to the C-suite. So how do you structure that? That's one question. Let me ask the question first, then you can basically answer that in a go.
Sure.
Right. So the other thing is basically is about the feedback to the sponsor. How do you connect for people who basically rely on your service, and how do you work with the sponsor or the managers? Are you doing, does it involve behavior coaching, or does it involve just career development? If it's career development from your engagement division, normally there is a senior vice president or vice president that will look after the program, and you roll it out to all the different countries. Now with AI, the interesting as well, do you use the data to try to identify what are the issue for talent retention? Because there will be common issue using analytics, right, to come up with a pattern, right? I think you would have used that in this case.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We do that. We do that.
And it's interesting as well in terms of, so that is what I just want to find out in terms of also the boundary. When you rely on coaches, how does the management accountability plays a part as well to be responsible for the incumbent, your employees' development? Otherwise, there will be a delegation to the coaches to say, look, you fix up the problem. It's not the manager's problem. You know what I mean? So maybe you can comment on a few. I have other questions, but interesting to see your example.
I think, Dr. Day, I'll try and answer all your questions. To be honest, I've already forgotten some of them, but I will try and answer as many as I can. But please feel free to connect outside of this forum as well, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. But the few of those that I can answer right now, and maybe the rest we can connect separately, is that there's a very clear distinction in terms of what we will do and what the managers would do. So we are not playing a manager's role. That is absolutely clear. So when someone reaches out to us directly, and by the way, to answer your first question, we don't need any specified structure for a location or for a grade level. It is very easy. We have the same process for everyone, irrespective of their grade. You could be a junior member, you could be a senior leader. We have a mailbox. If you want to reach out to us, just send us a request to that mailbox, and a coach will respond back to them within 24 to 48 hours to set up the time. So that's how they reach out to us. Now, as far as relations with the sponsors are concerned, we very clearly tell them in the introduction meeting itself that the relationship is between the coach and the coachee. As a coach, I will not share the outcome of the conversation with the sponsor. That is absolutely clear, and we make it very clear upfront because we want to maintain the confidentiality of it. So that is one message that goes to them very clearly. What we do suggest to them is that they should do their own one-on-ones with their team members to understand how the process is going, is it helping them or not, and things like that. So we maintain a 1 arm length distance with the sponsors by very clearly telling them the expectations and what they can expect from us. We make it absolutely clear to them. As far as the dashboards are concerned, we create extensive dashboards. We have a people analytics team. That team takes care of our dashboards both at a program level as well as at a AI level as well. We consolidate both the themes from both the platforms, and then we do report out broader themes to our HR leadership in terms of what's coming up for talent development and talent growth. Dr. K, I see that we are almost at time, but I'll
Yeah,
be happy to have another chat
Rashni,
with you.
just
about-
one final question.
Sure.
When you roll out the program, do you set the ground rules? Because while it is very positive
Yes.
as well, they can become a grab session about the managers.
Oh, yeah,
Do
yeah.
you-
Thank you for asking that. No, not at all. We clearly tell them that this is not a forum for them to vent out their frustration.
Mhm, mhm.
This is a dialogue
Right.
between a coach and the coachee. We clearly explain the process to them. We call it entry and contracting, wherein we tell them very clearly about what coaching is, what it is not, what the process would look like, what is in scope, what is out of scope. So we spend good 10 to 12 minutes right at the beginning of the call, wherein we explain everything to them.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Sunanda, you're on mute.
Okay. Sorry. Obviously, this is something that close to everybody's heart. We have a few more questions, but unfortunately, we don't have the time to take them. If you could share your coordinates once again so that Lim and Madhumita can maybe get in touch with you post this session.
Sure. So this is my LinkedIn ID and my email. Feel free to reach out. And Sunanda, if I have to answer these questions on an email, I'll be happy to do that as well.
Okay, so I could request Madhumita and Lim to maybe share their emails on the chat, and we will forward that to Rajneesh.
Sure.
Okay,
And
great.
anyone else, I know there are a lot of questions that I could not answer, but if anyone else wants to reach out to me to have conversation on this, more than happy. Just drop me an email or reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to connect with you. But yeah, thank you so much,
Okay.
Sunanda, for this opportunity. Really appreciate that.
And
I had a great time, and I hope your audience benefited from this session as well.
so did we. We had a wonderful time, and as I said, AI is close to everybody's heart at this point in time. So you have triggered a
Yeah.
lot of reactions and
Thoughts and
requests.
reflections, Sunanda.
Yes, and so you will hear from people, I guess. Thank you once
Yeah.
again.
Look,
It's been a pleasure having you with us.
thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Um,
Thanks, everyone.
Right. Thank you.